Good afternoon, friends. We are now starting with the class of 8085 microprocessor. As I committed you that I'm going to show you the kit of 8085. So in my hand, if I'm visible to you, I'm showing you the kit of 8085. uh, just it's in my hand. So if you are able to see over here, I'm just bringing it very close to you. So these are the keyboards, that is the keys are there uh, on the kit. Then this is the display, the red colored one, and this is the IC that we were talking up till now. We have discussed about the 8085 pin configuration and internal architecture. So this is that IC which is over there, which is being used as the microprocessor or the CPU unit of this. Then uh, this IC is again 8255, that we will call it as a peripheral programmable interface, PPI IC. So this is used for to output the things from here. So this is the basic circuit diagram. Then we are having EEPROM over here, where temporary say temporary programs are being saved on in over there. Then we are having some of the transistors. So I will let you know. And here, if you are able to see, I hope here at just top there is a silver colored crystal. So this is that crystal which is going to provide the clock pulses X1 and X2, pin number 1 and 2. So we are connected thus to pin number 1 and 2, which is going to provide us 3.3 megahertz clock frequency to this microprocessor 8085. Now, to program this, we will require certain things. The first thing is, I hope you got this kit. So this was that IC 8085. If it will not be visible to you because it is uh, very small. It's written. I'm pressing towards you, and I'm talking about this IC. So this is that IC. I hope it's clear that this is the 8085 IC, and this one is the EEPROM. Then this is I call it as a 8255. Then these other ICs are keyboard interface and then 7-segment interface. We are having this. This is a that crystal which is going to supply the clock frequency to this 8085, and this is going to work. So this is there in 8085. Now along with this, what we require is we require a regulated power supply. I told you that it requires a plus 5-volt power supply. So here I have this regulated box of power supply, which shows that it is going to give you plus 5 volts regulated supply. So this is supply. This is the only supply which we are going to use to this say microprocessor 8085 kit. So I have connected it. Now I will show you if I could, if I am able to see, if you are able to visualize this. So I am going to connect this just for a second. Okay, so I have this kit, and I am attaching this 2 pins, positive and negative, to this supply. So this is like this. So I am connecting this positive terminal over here, and then I have this negative terminal over here. And if you are able to see the pins, sorry, the say the 7-segment displays are now working. They are not being able to visualize properly, but when I put this reset button, they are going to show you. Yes, it is showing you spec 85. I hope everybody is able to see this. This is the spec 85, which implies that the kit is working properly. So this is that spec, and this is that reset button at the left hand side corner. So we are having this as reset. So as soon as we reset it, it shows you the spec 85, that is SPEC 85. Uh, Similarly, as we go for say uh, the computer, when we switch on the computer, what happens? it shows you how the first window comes in over there. So it first internally runs some programs, and then the programs are being run, and we have a full window over there. So that particular output frame is being shown over here like spec 85. Okay, so this was the microprocessor kit over there. Still people are joining. Okay, so now this is over there. So we will be working on this kit 8085, and before that I need to tell you a small program. Let us start with a very small program and how we write a program, and how we are going to say uh, write a program inside the 8085 microprocessor also. That is what we are going to study, and we have some steps to follow. So we'll go through that steps, and I will let you know. Now we'll first write the program. I hope this board is visible to you all. So firstly what we have to write is the memory location. Now this is the memory location where we are going to write the program. So I'm writing a very simple program. So this is a memory location. Then we will be having some labels over here. If they are jumps, so we will write labels. Then we will have say mnemonics, which we call it as the short forms of the operational codes, so that those we will call it as the mnemonics. Then we will be having say opcodes, which actually are the operational codes which we have to feed, and these are hexadecimal codes. So we have to use those codes for that particular instruction, right? So we'll be using this. So now I will be starting this. Hopefully, this microprocessor contains that you can program this from a memory location, say 6000. So I will be starting that from the 6000, 6000. So this is the first memory location where I am going to write the program, right? Now I need two data. So I'm trying to write a simple program of say addition. Simple program of an addition of two 8-bit number, and I'm taking that two 8-bit number as 03 and say 04. So these are in hex, that is hexadecimal number. So we are using these two numbers to add 03 and 04. So the first let me take the first data, that is 03A. Now for that we have one instruction. So one of the data should be in the accumulator. So I will move that data, that is MVI A, that is accumulator, and the data let us write as 03. So we are going to write the output over here, right? So what I have done is I have written, this is the instruction MVI A03. So the first data, that is 03 hex, is being stored in the accumulator. So this is the instruction MVI. Now MVI is called as, this particular is called as a mnemonics. Now how this mnemonics is there? This whole completely defines, MVI completely defines the instruction itself. Now how it is? If I say MVI, which implies that move the data immediate to the accumulator. Move immediate the data to the accumulator. That is why this is the short form of that instruction. So we'll be writing those opcodes also. So we'll be requiring that. So the first that we have written is MVI A03. As I told you that one of the data, whenever we are having arithmetic and logical operation, one of the data should be in the accumulator. So we are putting the first data, that is 03, in the accumulator. Now let us take the another data. Now it is a 2-byte instruction. 2-byte instruction means it requires two memory locations to store this instruction. So let us say I'll have to find some hold it for a second. Yes. So if you are able to see at the last page of the Ramakant Gaikwad, sorry, Ramesh Gaonkar book of 8085, we are having some mnemonics and their codes. So we are not able to mug up all these codes. Therefore, there are some codes. So I will just search these codes for you and then we'll write. So we have the first instruction as they are alphabetically written over there. So the first instruction is MVI A 03. So the first instruction MVIA is the opcode is 3E. This is the opcode for this instruction, and the second one is the data, that is 03. So I have written this. Now the memory location which is required is 6001. So 6 in 6000 we are going to store 3E, and in the memory location 6001 we are going to store the data, that is 03. Now for the second data, this is for the first data though. So the first data, that is 03, is being stored in the accumulator, right? Then for the next instruction, now what we will do is we will take the another register to store the other data. So what I will do, I will again use this instruction MVIB. So I am using, now you can use any of the general purpose registers. I am using register B as the second register where the second data is to be kept. So I am using this. You can use any register B, C, D, E, H and L. So MVIB, I am using the second data, that is 04. So the second data is being stored over here. Now what is the opcode of MVIB? MVIB, the opcode is 06. So I will write here 06 and then I will write here 04. So again, this is a 2-byte instruction, implies that it requires 2 memory location to store the data. So 6002, then we will have 6003. So 04 is stored in 003. Next, coming down 6004. Now what we have to do is, the main job of the program is to add these two data. I can add, since we have put the second data in register B and by default one of the data is in register A, therefore we can say that add B can be the mnemonics of that, which implies that it itself is explanatory. Add B means the data of register B is being added to the data of register A. By default, it is understood that one of the data should be in the accumulator, and therefore it is mentioning here that it should add the data of register B to the data of register A, which implies that the addition is done, and where the result is being stored, the result is being stored in the accumulator itself. So 6004 add B. So we will have that instruction opcode is add B is 80. So this is only a 1-byte instruction. So we have written is add 80. As accumulator is very busy and accumulator we are not able to see the accumulator. What we will do? We will move this data of the accumulator, the result. We will move this result, which is stored right now in the accumulator. We'll try to move it in some other register, general purpose register. Say we can move it in register C. So I am using another instruction, say 6005. So I will move this data. Now move the data from register A to register C. So while writing, you have to write like move A to C. So we have to write first C, then A. So instruction is move the data from register A to register C. So the mnemonics or the opcode for this is move C to A, that is 4F, A to C, 4F. So 4F is the opcode. So we have to write all those things, right? Now we have ended the program. We have completed the program. The instructions are complete. So the last instruction should be halt, that is stop the program. So 6006 we will write HLT, halt, which implies that the program is over and we have to stop. So this instruction is 76. So this is there in the say these are the opcodes of that. So again, this is the pattern where we are writing a program, right? So the program can be written like this. We have the memory locations over there. So the first column is for the memory location, along with which we will go on continuing. We are going to store the program in these memory location. We can have any. So depending on the microprocessor, they recommend which memory location is free to program. So 600 normally is there, 6000 is there to write a program. So we are using that. So we have used that 6000, 6000. There we have used the first instruction, that is MVI A, first data, that is 03, right? So we have moved this data. So this is immediate type of instruction. So we have stored the data 03 in register A. This is a 2-byte instruction, so we are requiring 2 memory location for that. 3E is the opcode and 03 is the data that we are going to store in register A. Second, for the second data, we are again using the same sort of instruction, but we are using the general purpose register B. You can use any of the registers. So NPI B is 04. So we are storing the second data, that is 04 in register B. The opcode is 06 and the data is 04. So we have stored the data in register B. Now we have to add these data. So the instruction is add B. Mnemonics we are writing here. Now the second portion, that is the label, which we are not using over here because label is for jump. Whenever we use jump, we have to put a label over there from where to where jump. So we are not using the here. And the last column is for the opcodes and the other next. After that, we can write here remarks or what is going to happen by execution of this instruction, that we can write over there. So that comes under the remarks. This is how you are going to write your programs over there. So this is a very small program. We'll try to feed this program in the microprocessor, and we will see what the output comes and what is the process of that. How to feed a program in the microprocessor, right? So the first is for the steps. I expect you to write these steps in your register so that you should be able to understand why. Even if you are doing it in your um, mobile phones, smartphones, there also the same procedure is being used. So the first is reset. The first step is the reset. Then we have to put sub memory, SUBMEM. Then we have to put the memory location of the first data. In our case, we are using 6000 as the first data. So the first memory location, here we are using 6000, therefore I am writing here 6000. So 6000 is the first data. Then second one, next. When you put next over there, it will go in the data region. So we'll go in data and then we will start writing there. And every time we'll do next, 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 and we'll put the data. Data means like this: 3E, 03, 06, 04, 80, 4F, 76. So I'm going to tell you that. And after completion of this, we'll again go for some next, 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 and we'll stop. Then this is for feeding the program. So we have fed the program. I will show you. We'll feed the program. Then for execution, what we'll do, this is for writing a program in the. This is for the writing a program in 8085. And for execution of program, we have to use for execution. For executing, we have to use reset substitute memory and 600 sorry, reset, go, so I'm here, reset, go, the memory, the first memory location address, that is 6000, and after that 600, and after that execute. There are keys, execute. So this is that key, execute, to execute the program. So I'll be feeding I'll be showing you how to feed the program. So I hope you have understood this, the program, a simplest program of addition in 8085. Now let me know, when we are adding to this two data, that is 03 and 04, yes, these are hexadecimal numbers. So remember this, we are working on hexadecimal numbers, we are not working on decimal numbers, right? So these are hexadecimal numbers, but still, what would be the result of this two addition? Because we have taken a very simple data, 03 plus 04. So it must come like the addition of both should come 07H, right? 07H. So we are going to see that whether it is working or not, right? Have you understood this? If else you are having any problem, kindly put some chats on there. So I will just show you how to feed the program. Okay. So have you understood how to write a program? This is memory location. Then second column is for label. Third is for mnemonics. Fourth is for the opcodes and data. Fifth one is for the remarks, that what type of instruction is going to have. So I will be putting this. If you have mobiles, you can have snapshot of this. This is the procedure by which we are going to write a program inside the microprocessor kit. So the first is reset, substitute memory, then the first memory location, then next. So we'll land in the data section. So we'll start writing one by one, and we'll do next, and we'll keep on tracking unless we reach up to 76. That is the last halt of code, and after that we'll press 2 or 3 times next, and then we'll again press reset. Then we'll go to for the execution process. So for execution, we will go reset, go, the memory location, the starting address of the memory location of the program, that is in our case is 6000, and then we will click on execute, and then we will check whether the data is there or not in the exam register, right? So I hope you have understood how to write a program. Now I'm trying, I will show you how to write the program in the microprocessor. Just hold it for. So have you understood how we have done that? So we have feed the program like this. We have reset, then substitute memory, the first memory location, that is 6000, next 3E, then next 03, 06, 04, 80, 4F, and then 76. So we have to press next. Then we have reset. For execution, we have to go. Then the first memory address, that is 6000, and then we have to put execute. So it has been executed like so. Execute, then again reset. Now to check whether the program was correct or not, we have to check the register, because the data is stored in the register. So exam register and register B. So in register B, we have the second data, that is 04, and if we put next, then it will show you the data of register C. Now the result is stored in register C. This is how we are expected to do a small programs of 8085. This is the first program that I have taught you, and if you have any queries, I expect you to answer. Now for that, okay, I will just put it here. Wait. Okay. Right. So if I expect 5 app on your smartphones, you can feed these programs like this. Write this program on your opcodes, go for Google. You will have a list of opcodes images over there. You can have use those opcodes. I'm using it from the book Ramesh Gaonkar, 8085 Microprocessor Architecture and Programming. And on the last page, they have given the list of it. Offline, if we might have offline classes, then we might be able to give you that. So this was all about the microprocessor 8085. If you have any queries, I expect you to just ask. So is it there? Yes, hold it for a second. Yes, right. So I'm having those things. Hmm. Right. So this is how uh, the microprocessor kit. Tomorrow also I might show one another program for that. So I hope you have understood. I was just showing you the kit of 8085. Likewise, I have shown this kit for 8085 for your understanding. I'm not able to put it like this. Mhm. Okay. So this kit is visible to you all. Am I audible? Right. So it's very difficult for me also to put all the things over here. Okay. So let it wait. So this was all about the 8085 microprocessor and its programming. I hope you have understood this, and I will be okay. Okay, okay. Hold it. I have to share. Right. So this is all about. The class is going to end within 1 minute. Okay. Bye. See you tomorrow at the same time. Bye. Good day.